most important acquisitions since he's been here. I think it's a debatable list. You know, maybe from 10 to 3, but I think the first two are pretty easy. But just I think it's a very interesting list. And you look at some of the players, especially that have not played yet. I think that have a chance to be on this list. Anything strike your fancy about maybe some of the acquisitions James has been able to bring to Penn State?
Yeah, you know, from the coaching standpoint, it'd be easy to pick Moorhead, but I'm still convinced, Seider is a big deal. I mean, he's a guy that will keep them invested in the prime talent in Florida for years to come on the recruiting trail. The new running backs coach, of course. I mean, this is a guy that, Bob, he can just recruit with the best of them. He can get you involved in battles you had no business being in. He can keep you in battles you had no business being in. I think it's a really big deal when you talk about the more recent coaching staff change and all of that. And then and the acquisition front when it comes to the players, when's the last time Penn State went back-to-back #1 running back in the country? I mean, now look, we still got time. Devin Ford is not signed on the dotted line yet. Ricky Slade's going to arrive at the end of June before we know it. And then Devin Ford does not seem like a guy who's going to look around for any reason. So to me, I think that he will sign with Penn State in December, and then you're talking about Penn State acquiring the top running backs in the country in back-to-back years. Yeah,
Brandon Smith, the linebacker, a unique position, a unique player. I put him on my list. I also, obviously, Micah Parsons is a player that I think is going to play very well at Penn State if he can stay healthy. The guy I think that has a chance to really make an impact is Justin Shorter, because they have a need at wide receiver, I think, still at Penn State this year. And he is, I think, would you agree that he is by far, in terms of talent, the most talented wideout that James was able to land at Penn State?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when Juwan Johnson was coming out of high school, he had a lot of similar characteristics. I think he was probably a little bit more under the radar, though. I think everyone knows how good Justin Shorter is. You've seen him shoot up the recruiting rankings as his high school career continued, and then eventually. I mean, you watch the guy run track. I mean, it's not fair. He's 6'4", 225. And he's running the 4x100 for his team at the Penn Relays, and he's just blowing away guys that were, among the best in Pennsylvania and other surrounding states. It wasn't even really a competition. So he puts it all together, an incredible mixture of speed and size and everything else. So, yeah, we'll see. But to me, I'd agree with that 100%.
Yeah, Justin Shorter, to me, is a guy that I'll definitely be watching in August, and I think if he shows what he's capable of and what he can truly do, I think they're going to have to play him this year, and I think he can help that offense. A question for you just on the acquisition front. If Trace McSorley has another big year, I'm not saying he has to win the Heisman, but he delivers another McSorley-like year from 2016 and also in 2017. In your mind, is he maybe James's best? Would he overtake, say, Saquon Barkley, or has he already?
Yeah, that's a fair question. I mean, I think with Saquon, everyone knows how good he was, how good he is, and will continue to be with the New York Giants. But he's really obviously didn't hit all the marks that he had hoped to hit at Penn State. He wanted to be in the Heisman race. He never really was. Has he overtaken Saquon? I don't know. It's a fair question. Trace has led and been the key reason in many Penn State wins, as was Barkley. Yeah, with this extra year, of course, I think there's no question he has a chance to overtake him in terms of the number of things that he helped Penn State do. And then with Barkley, of course, he has all the intangibles off the field as well that will help in recruiting and things like that when you're talking about pro development. So, yeah, it's a close call for sure.
Okay, and finally, fourth